What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Chris, as always with me, Liam. And today we are diving into Foundation Season 3, Episode 8. And man, Season 3 has not been disappointing. We've got 2 episodes left, and this one definitely left us, feeling real strong about this season finale. We got a lot to talk about, but before we do, if you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. We are a show about shows. We love discussing entertainment, specifically sci-fi and fantasy for me, but we do a variety of other things. We're actually going back through Handmaid's Tale based on many of our viewers' requests, and also doing Alien Earth and a few other things that you can check out in our playlist. But if you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. The best way to let us know that you like this specific video is that like button. If you keep wanting to join us on this journey, which we hope you do, the subscribe button is how you do that. Hit the notification bell to all, and that way you never miss another episode. And the comments is how you engage with us. Now, whether you agree with us or disagree with us, we definitely want to hear from you. The only thing we ask that you don't share are spoilers. If you happen to have read the books or know what's going to happen, please don't ruin it for the rest of us. We like to experience it in real time. We really do love entertainment, and that's part of it. So without further ado, we're going to dive right in. There's a lot to talk about. So we'll see you in the comments.
Harry doesn't know fucking Gail's alive?
We got to remember, this version of Harry is just a downloaded memory.
Yeah, but he can't tap into anything else.
No, he's secluded to the vault. And that's specifically done by Harry. That was part of his plan. He always wanted to have that foundation and then found a second foundation. That was always part of the plan. Mm-hmm. And the only way the second foundation worked is if the first foundation didn't know about its existence. So Harry, he does know about some of it because of, what is Gail's daughter's name? It's slipping my mind right now. But she goes back, or she's able to project herself basically into the vault and talks to Harry, kind of like breaks the mystery to him. Like, he's supposed to not know, but then he kind of knows things he's not supposed to know. That happens later in season 2 for him. And so he does have knowledge that there are variables that he doesn't know about, but he also does not know where Gale is, or that Ignis is the site of Foundation 2, or he doesn't know any of that information. It's purposefully withheld from him. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense that he doesn't know. What was interesting to me about the interaction between the Mule and Harry is Harry is supposed to just be like a digital consciousness, just like a download. He's not supposed to have emotion. He's just supposed to kind of be following out a plan that was pre-programmed into him. And in this particular episode, even though he said, I don't feel those emotions, you kind of see him exhibit anger. You kind of see him exhibit emotion. Mm-hmm. You kind of see him kind of working against the original programming, and almost as if he has his own plan now. And it even goes as far as him, in my opinion, noticing that the Mule's not who he says he is, and that his story isn't exactly what he said it was. And he's very suspicious about that. So there's a mystery around him he wants to solve. I think it's that what we've said in the past, that it's actually Magnifico that's the Mule. He's controlling this character front facing. He's the Mule. Harry kind of picks up on that because he's able to, he's inside that force field, pick him up, check out some things, and kind of picks up on the fact that there's another force interfering here. And so my guess would be that's what he's trying to figure out, is who's actually behind it all. And once he does, then that's the mystery solved. That's why it keeps him alive.
Yeah, he could totally easily killed him right then and there.
We've seen him do it in the past. Yeah.
The last episode, I was under the impression that the whole Magnifico being the Mule was dead. And now it's back to being, it could still be it.
Yeah, and there's another scene later in this that even further cements to me that the Mule himself in the series is not who he says he is. I know I've been trying to stay away from the YouTube videos that are like the Mule in the book and all that, but they keep some people accidentally, I don't want to say accidentally, I maybe intentionally throw spoilers into their videos, and I'm like, crap, I'm not supposed to know that, turn it off quick. But I think that in this particular iteration, what we're seeing in the TV series, the Mule we're seeing in front of us is an illusion. It's not supposed to be it isn't who he is.
And for fuck's sake, all 3 Cleons are alive.
Well, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I know. How? How'd you know that?
Well, I would say that I have done nothing but watch the content that has been distributed to me by the actual company in which is airing it, not by someone who stole it and leaked it. right? It's a trailer. It's supposed to tease me about what's to come. And so if I can't watch that and kind of use my brain to be like, oh, that person's supposed to be dead and he's not. I mean, but I know you don't like to do it. So I try.
Yeah.
I try not to do it as often.
That was freaking trippy as all hell to see that come to fruition, and the fact that his fucking nanites.
Yeah, that's the part to me that I'm hoping they give us some future answers on. Because I get that Demerzel tracks him through his nanites, and that's how she knows his bodily functions. But those, like, what would stop nanites from functioning if the body's still alive? He didn't get EMP'd. He got shot out of an airlock.
What do you mean?
The nanites stopped working.
No, they didn't.
No, they did. They did stop working. And that's why Demerzel couldn't track him. It's the suit's biofunctions that attack his legs, not his nanites.
Oh.
It's the suit he's wearing.
I thought it was the nanites that ate at him.
Nope. It was the suit he's wearing that basically says we're running out of energy, and it cuts off like that leg part, and then absorbs the heat and energy from his living tissue.
Yeah, to keep him alive.
To keep him alive. No, because the nanites would just repair him. Like, that was the suit actually harvesting part of his body, that was extremities, to keep the main core part alive.
I thought the nanites were what was eating at his legs to keep him alive, because you can sacrifice certain things in order to preserve function, right? And that's, in my mind, exactly what I saw there. And it made me realize another question. Could the nanites be like part of Demerzel's control? And that's why she can also track them, but she controls the nanites. And maybe they were at a range or something like that. I don't know.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I think they're their own organism. They're like their own tiny robot.
Okay.
I don't think she controls them in the essence that you're thinking, where like she can influence them with like programming.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know in the comments below, but I've never seen any evidence of that. As far as I understand, they're like tiny little doctors that like heal them up. Their sole purpose is the preservation of the organism it's in. And I think that's just what it does.
Okay. And then we go to Day's trial.
Yeah, very interesting. We find out that this lullaby that she's been singing since season 2, when we get introduced to the decanting chamber, has actually been the sequence, the code, the song that they used to form a clasp and like unite and share. Mm. And that she's been singing this out into the world, into the universe, almost as like this lonely lullaby that she sings, just looking for a companion. Mm-hmm. And she's been doing this since we've met her, which kind of just adds to the levels of despair that they've put this robot through. Like, she has truly just been searching for another person to connect with since we met her, and she's had nothing. But as we see, that exact lullaby is what helps Brother Dude to unlock this robot in a way they've never seen, or the robot's head in a way they've never seen before. And we have direct connection now. Previous episode, she mentions her previous names, one of them being Daniil. Mm-hmm. And in this episode, we get like right in our face prophecy that we actually know Demrezel, previous life Daniil, is going to be the chosen one, the god that they're actually looking for. Which fully confirms my theory that Brother Dude will be the one who frees Demrezel of her current programming and puts her back to the zero flaw.
That's crazy. That Sunmaster dude fucking irks me.
He's corrupt priest, just a corrupt priest like you'd seen, we've seen it a million times.
But it's also so hypocritical, because just like the Cleon has like so many different iterations of himself, so does the Sunmaster, because he's literally Sunmaster 18.
It's not a clone though. He's just
I
assuming the same title and picking up a different, just like a pope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this guy right here even said, your information is true. I know it to be true. It just doesn't serve me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this son of a bitch. That shit I fucking hate.
Well, I mean, I've said it when we were reviewing Handmaid's Tale. People in power tend to want to stay in power, and will do just about anything to stay there. So we're just seeing that again. I do think it's cool that we kind of like, through Brother's Day's trial, we get confirmation of, like, through like some weird interpretive dance type thing of like the robot wars and like what happened and like their theory on, or not their theory, but their prophecy on what's about to happen. And like that whole, the way that they hold their trials, I thought was relatively interesting though. Like the thematics there, like the scenery too, just like the whole like vaulting up and then coming down to that center point, and then also having like the person with the red being the executioner, while they also give you this like interpretive dance story of what happened. I thought the whole thing was pretty interesting.
Interesting is one word for it, for sure.
Yeah.
But did you notice when he was like, yes, you're gonna go to the Earth kind of thing, after he kind of admitted that everything he knew to be true? There was this one woman that was upstairs.
Yeah.
Who is she?
We haven't seen her before, but we got, it was, I don't know, 3 different times it cut to her and held.
Yeah.
It held on her early when the lights first turn on, and she's just observing. It holds on her again later, and then at the very end, it holds on to her again. But, I mean, all you see is her eyes. So maybe we've seen her before, and we just don't know. But my guess is that they're just letting us know that when we see this character later, and she's helping Brother Dude, we know why. Because she was in this chamber during the trial. And much like Song and the others, believe what he's saying, despite what Sunmaster sentences him to.
All right. And then we go to, right, for the evacuation stuff, where she starts to drum up a call for a suicide mission for herself.
I mean, she gets called out on that for sure by the first speaker. Yeah, she's very well aware that Han is in trouble. And the fact that he's not dead really, really concerns her because of the amount of information that he has inside of his head. And the mule is so powerful that she knows it's only a matter of time that if he does get captured, he will know. And they're all well aware that that's the first place he's going to go with those whisper ships is right there to go attack them.
And this is exactly why she didn't want the bomb the way that Han wanted it earlier in this season, right?
Yeah, I think
she's got to make the hard decision.
That's it. Yeah, they're in a war, so it's a hard decision. You know, freedom over love at this moment, and maybe love comes later. Yeah, I really do enjoy the conversations between Gale and the first speaker. He's very insightful and calls her on her shit quite often, and it's fun. Those conversations are fun. But ultimately, they agree to evacuate. She says, if you don't hear from me in 48 hours, to keep moving like a nomad. And then he says, well, you're not going to go alone, and gives her a team.
The Suicide Squad. But this is at the point of the episode where we actually do see that Dawn is still alive, but we also learn through Demerzel telling Dusk that Dawn's a traitor.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to put it, right? He's working for a second foundation, something that Dusk didn't even know existed.
To be fair, Dawn didn't know either.
I think he knew he was working against Empire. I just don't think he knew exactly how deep he was in with the enemy for sure. The thing with Dusk, though, is that I think he has ulterior motives to what he's doing. Because all season, even before conflict started, he's been trying to find a way not to die. And even in this episode, he like doubles down on, there's no time. You don't need to decant anyone else. You and I got this. Like, I think his whole goal is to preserve himself. I don't think necessarily he's as upset about the mule and all the things that are happening as he's using it as an excuse to exert power and actually like get to live.
But he was truly hurt when Demerzel was saying that Dawn was a traitor. Like, truly hurt.
Well, I think it reflects the scene earlier when he's with the former ambassador of the Foundation, his new girlfriend there, and they're discussing, you know, they give him the name as Cleon the Worthy and how he had so much potential. And, you know, to talk about him in a way as if like he was this, what's the word I'm looking for? He was going to be a great young man, and that in his eyes, he was going to be another great Cleon. And so I think it would be a pretty big blow if, like, he found out the person you were helping raise and mentor decided that he was going to work for the other team. I think that in the moment, that would probably hurt a little.
Yeah, probably. One of the things, Beta, that's the chick's name, right? So that whole interaction with Dawn and then the mule coming in, and she's like, you can go now kind of thing, or you need to go. what the fuck? That just kind of points more to what you were saying about Magnifico.
Yeah, when I mentioned earlier, there was a later scene in the show.
That was it?
That's the scene.
Okay.
You know,
because I haven't seen the Mule shut down in that way.
you haven't seen him bow to anybody like that
Yeah.
before. Yeah, he doesn't concede. He usually uses that as a moment to show his power. There's two things that could be happening here. One, there's a theory that Beta is actually the younger child. That it wasn't a younger brother, it was a younger sister. And that he found Beta.
Yeah.
So he may not be hurting her because he's related to her. He may not be doing that because of the relation. The other theory, which is the one I want to believe, is that we haven't seen Magnifico in 2 episodes now. And that's because he's hiding behind the scenes running things. And the only person who's shown him love without manipulation has been Beta. And so he's very attached to her. And so while he's manipulating the figurehead of the Mule, he would never let him hurt her. And so when she says back down, Magnifico just backs down because of that connection. That's the theory I'm going more with. And I really do think that we're going to find out that Magnifico is more villainous than we have let on to actually see on screen. But we do have this unknown younger sibling that right now theories are split between Magnifico and Beta being that younger sibling.
All right. So let's follow that logic train real quick. So Harry talking about Mule having the secret and discovering what it is. If Magnifico is really the Mule, it could be that, yes, he is controlling the figurehead Mule, but he also gave him his story, which would mean follow the whole circumstance of what you're talking about Beta being the sister or sibling to Magnifico, not the Mule himself. Are you following?
So Magnifico is just borrowing someone else's...
No, he's giving the figurehead Mule his story.
So Beta's his sister.
Yes.
But Magnifico and Beta are... So in your theory, Magnifico is the Mule in the story. He's the older brother of Beta. They're actually brother and sister. And then this figurehead is just pretending to be the Mule, and he's implanting his story.
Yes.
So that there's further diversion from who this person is. Good work. Yeah. What do you guys think? So I want to just touch on something because you reminded me of it. When Harry and the Mule are talking, the Mule are talking right now. We're going to keep doing that for a while until we get confirmation. The Mule tries to work his mentalic power on him. And Harry kind of smirks because he's like, I don't have a brain for you to do that to.
Yeah, you brought up the whole emotion thing. That's what that was about.
I think that we just got confirmation for how this ends. There's a theory that once Demerzel is free from her controlling of the Empire and she gets sent back to the Zero Flaw, one of the things that she's going to want to do is balance the universe and keep someone like the Mule from destroying and killing so many people, right? Because him in charge is not going to be better for the whole of mankind. So therefore, her new program is going to have her fight against him. And so she's the only person that we've met who would be powerful enough and resistant enough to him to actually get to him and kill him and stop him. So I think in combination between Brother Dude freeing her from her current programming, her aligning with the forces that go against him, and then being the key component that actually takes him down, I think I'm following that theory now based on how everything's unfolding.
Nice. So how the fuck did Demerzel not know about that big weapon there?
They tried to give us some explanation. You know, Dusk's been doing it for at least the last 20 years. When he so the way I understand it is there's like 30-year gaps. So from the time you're 0 to 30, you're dawn. From the time you're 30 to 60, you're day. And the time you're 60 to 90, you're dusk. And then after 90, you become like Brother Darkness or Brother Midnight or something different. But you never actually get there because of Demrezel, they get taken away.
But which means that because Dusk is in the situation he's in with Demerzel, that he could be Brother Midnight.
Well, technically, he's not even close to 90 yet, because I think it was Cleon the 12th or earlier. An earlier Cleon noticed that the genetic drift was causing Brother Dusk to deteriorate faster. And so he kind of moved that timeline forward. So now Brother Day he's no longer 30 anymore. He's like in his 20s when he becomes Brother Day. As we can see, he's much younger now. And then Brother Day becomes Dusk much earlier. And then Dusk becomes dead much earlier. And that's all because of the genetic drift and them trying to preserve the lineage without anybody noticing that they're losing themselves.
Mm-hmm. But even Dusk himself is like, I'm surprised I was able to keep this from you. How is that possible?
Yeah,
he questions it.
Yeah, but again, we'll go back. I just want to get the timeline straight so that we can explain over the course of him being Dusk. So it would be the last 20, 30 years.
Because he mentioned he started the moment he became Dusk.
Right. He's been secretly shipping these things in, I guess, small enough quantities so they don't flag to this sector of the world. And for 30 years,
universe.
Universe, thank you, has been building this thing. So my guess is just like you would think, how do people get bomb materials and things into places? Well, they would ship it one component at a time and then put it together when they get there. Mm-hmm. And so I'm guessing that's what he's doing. He's almost like Batman, right? When he builds his first suit in The Dark Knight or in Batman Begins, he orders the pieces so that there's never suspicion that what he's doing at home, right? And I think it's kind of the same thing. He's sending it in pieces and these inconspicuous ways to certain sectors of the universe so that it doesn't seem like he's actually doing anything. It's just trade ruse. It's just exchange. But at the same time, he's been secretly building the Navecula, the new Death Stars we've been joking around, but planet killer weapon. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she seemed absolutely dumbfounded. Like she did not know, which is a big mystery still, because even though I'm trying to explain it and break it down and justify it, I don't even believe it. I'm just trying to share what could have been, but I don't believe that that's something she wouldn't have noticed. She had to be very distracted by something to not notice that for 30 years.
I'm sure we'll get some kind of explainer, hopefully, because she looked genuinely pissed off that she didn't know.
She looked shocked, yeah. I think she was a little upset that it existed, but by the end of their conversation, she seemed very in line with Dusk and what he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So,
but as we see, he keeps deteriorating faster and faster.
Yeah. Yeah,
he lost his cool when the three big trade partners or whatever.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about that because that's a pretty big piece of this episode. Mm-hmm. There's going to be absolute ripples and fallout from that. And as we saw, we'll talk about both of those scenes here now. So in the throne room there, in the chamber with all the thrones, I guess that would be a throne room, we get a conversation between Demerzel, Dusk, the former ambassador of the Foundation, and three representatives. One, leader of Cloud Dominion. The other is the Galactic Council. And the third is the Zephyr that we have got to know, who is kind of representing Luminism and the religion itself, which we find out, because she joined forces with them, actually tipped the scales for them to be able to go against Empire, which Demrezel can't let be. But we also learned that they have already decided without Empire, whether he supports them or not, that they are going to turn on him and give the planet to the Mule.
Yeah, it's like, we're not asking for permission. We're just notifying you.
Yes, they noticed. The thing that they don't realize is Demerzel, right? They don't understand that variable yet. But what they believe is that the Empire is basically broken, right? Dawn's gone, day's gone. In their eyes, those thrones are empty. You've got one guy who's got less than 48 hours, well, by the end of the episode, less than 48 hours to live, according to the clock. And so to them, Empire's basically done. So they're trying to save their own asses. They don't think in their minds that they're going to have the fallout and retaliation that they're going to. But we know as the viewer that Demrezel is a force of the universe, and she is not going to let them go against her current programming. Mm-hmm. And when the Zephyr in the garden tries to double down and get her on her side, you can see it in her eyes. She's just so sad because she knows what she has to do and she doesn't want to have to do it, but by her programming, she's going to have to do it. And she's just so devastated that she even gives her back the bracelet and says, I can't even be a part of this religion for what I have to do. And she never could go back to the salt mines, the motherland, all that, the salt palace, because of what she had done in the previous Zephyr, the one lady from the earlier season 1. When she killed her, she said she could never go back because of the religion. So she never could go back anyway. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how Demerzel, Brother Dude's got to get back to the palace somehow. Probably going to be saved by her in some way. Maybe the awakening of that one robot also pinged off in her, so now she knows something's going on, so she has to go investigate. But somehow Brother Dude's got to get saved. He's got to save Demerzel. And then Demerzel's got to save the universe.
So I think that the one that Brother Dude fell in love with, the one that kind of ran away when he got sentenced, right then.
Song?
Yeah. But it was Song and then some weird number after, like 18 or something like that.
Songbird and then numbers.
Yeah. No, 18 was the Sunmaster, but it was a number after the Songbird thing, right? But I think she is going to take that memory thing, use it, and that's how she helps Brother Dude.
Maybe. So she would have to get her memory back from the Sunmaster. And the Sunmaster right now, I think, is going to protect that information with his life. So I don't think that's going to be the way that plays out. I think Demerzel is going to go down there. She's going to kill the Sunmaster. She's going to reclaim that head. She's going to save Brother Dude. And Brother Dude's going to be the reason that Songbird and a few of them actually get to like live. He's going to request that. And then they're going to leave. And then at some point in the palace, he's going to trick her and be able to replace that programming. Because that's his whole goal now.
Yeah.
During that trial, it became very clear to me as a viewer that he felt horrible for how he had treated this intellectual entity that is Demrezel.
Yeah, it was like he had a divine revelation in that moment. Yeah. And they made it so biblical too with the
couldn't make him look more like Jesus while he was standing there either.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, I think learning about the lullaby and Demrezel's deep, loneliness and everything that they've done to her, I think that really hit him. And I think, again, it's just going to be further proof why he does what he does as we see it roll out.
I'm excited. We got 2 more episodes left.
Yeah.
Yeah, this episode was very reminiscent of like a prehistoric Star Wars. And got the Force with Harry lifting up the mule, as you mentioned, the Death Star.
Yeah.
I wonder how much inspiration actually came from this for Star Wars.
Well, I wonder what came first, the Foundation series or Star Wars? Foundation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Asimov inspired a lot of like the robotics of sci-fi, but I'm guaranteed
he's the father of sci-fi.
Well, he's the father of robotics too, of like the 3 laws and all of that. Like that's not robotics as in like the things we're building today, but like robotics as we understand it in sci-fi. Yeah. So absolutely influenced it. And then you had, it's crazy because if you think about it, there's like grandfathers of genres. And then you have like the people who did really good based off of their inspiration. And then you have it like tear down from there. So I think it's kind of interesting to see, because if you think about Tolkien, you have Tolkien, who's like the grandfather of fantasy, of like massive world sprawling high fantasy. But then you come down a level of people who came, like I'm going to say come down a level, but people who came after him who did it, just as well. Like there's a Dragonlance series. There's so many other series that did it just as well, but were inspired so wholly and by him. So I think it's great.
These books were written in the 50s.
Yeah, so Star Wars came after for sure.
Yes, yeah. That's why I said he's the Isaac Asimov is the father of sci-fi.
You also got to think that the people writing the shows
were inspired.
We all grew up, and I would think all grew up on this as like the foundation of our sci-fi knowledge, right? Foundation. So yeah, I think it's great, and like nerds like us get to geek out on seeing stuff like that, so it's cool. Let us know if you catching these things in the episodes too. Let us know what you thought about episode 8. And whether or not you are excited about how this is going to end. Let me know your theories down below and whether or not you think we might be right or wrong. But we'll see you guys down in the comments. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe so you never miss a single one. And we'll see you on one of these amazing videos right here. All right. Peace.
Find the strength hiding in each battle scar. You're not who you were. You've already come far.